Things started to go wrong for me when Paul Conroy was appointed as my line manager. We got on fine at first, but within a few weeks it all started to go sour. The trouble began when I heard that there'd been a meeting of team leaders and I was the only one who hadn't been invited. I requested to see him to find out what was going on, but he just kept fobbing me off. I got the chance to tackle him face to face, and he was just insulting. I wanted to have a word with you about that meeting I wasn't included in.
Do you want to be invited to every meeting the department has?
I expected to be at that one. I am a team leader after all.
And why don't you try leading sometime? Or is that too much to ask?
Don't you dare
You're too pally with your
I'll
talk to you exactly how I like. Where do you think you're going?
Hi, Corinne. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Yeah, I'm okay.
I wanted to have a word with you, actually.
I heard he was talking about me behind my back, putting me down and saying I was useless. Sometimes he'd tell me off in front of the team, and it was also sexist. Don't bother your pretty little head. And I thought women were supposed to be good at multitasking.
I asked for 2 reports by Friday, and you give me 1.5. My 5-year-old could do better than this. You might as well have done it in crayon.
It just made me so angry and really stressed. I dreaded going into work.
I'm talking to you. Come back here. I haven't finished yet.
Eventually, I had to make a formal complaint to HR, and there was an investigation, but my grievance was rejected. I made an appeal, but that was also turned down. It all affected my health, and I ended up having to take sick leave. But knowing that sooner or later I'd have to go back just made me even more stressed. I'd really lost my faith in management, and I realised that I only had one option. I had to resign. I took advice and was told I had a pretty good case to take my employer to an employment tribunal for constructive dismissal because the company and Paul had treated me so badly. They also said I can make a claim for sex discrimination, not just against the company but against Paul personally. While many cases can go on to get resolved by other means, like ACAS's free conciliation service, this case ended up at a full employment tribunal. I found out about ACAS on their website, acas.org.uk. The tribunal system is set up so that people can bring their claims themselves. I thought about getting legal representation, but although there's no charge for making an employment tribunal claim, you normally have to pay for your own representative if you want one. So I decided to represent myself. And so here I am. I can't say I'm looking forward to it. It all seems a bit daunting. But I think I've been treated shamefully, and I want justice.
Roz has decided to take her case to an employment tribunal. The rest of this film will give you an idea of what actually happens. The claimant and respondent arrive at reception with their lawyers, if they're using them.
Good morning, my name's James Smith. I've got Paul Conroy here with me. We've come for a hearing.
They are each shown to their respective waiting rooms, where the tribunal clerk explains what happens next.
Good morning, Ms. Nunes. My name is Bilal. I'm going to be the clerk for the tribunal today. We're due to start at 10 o'clock, but before we go in, would you like me to take any documents in?
Yes. Just say thank you.
Okay, so can I just clarify, are you representing yourself today?
I am.
Okay, I'm going to need to actually take an oath or an affirmation. Which would you prefer to do?
An affirmation, please.
Okay, I'll be back in a few minutes.
The tribunal clerk will at this point collect any documents that the claimant and respondent may have. These may include contracts of employment, a termination letter, witness statements, or any other written evidence. The employment judge is a lawyer who will be managing the tribunal process, and the 2 other members have experience of the world of work from the perspective of employees and employers. They will have had a chance to read the claim form and the response to it prior to the hearing, and will usually get the documents which each party wants the tribunal to consider on the day of the hearing itself. Once the tribunal is ready, the clerk will take the parties, any representatives and anyone else who wants to sit in the hearing, into the tribunal room.
I'm Paul Stewart, I'm the employment judge. On my right is Mr. Mark Harrington, on my left is Miss Ruth Akinua. Mrs. Nunes, you're here representing yourself.
The tribunal will ask the claimant and respondent to give their evidence, with each party being followed by any supporting witnesses. The order in which evidence will be heard will depend on the type of claim that has been made. Parties and witnesses will be asked to take the oath or to affirm before giving their evidence.
Would you go to the witness stand? And I understand that you wish to affirm, is that right?
Yes, that's correct, sir.
Right. And could you read out the words that are on the card?
I solemnly and sincerely affirm that the evidence which I shall give to the tribunal shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Would you care to read now your statement from the start?
A few months earlier, Paul Conroy had been appointed as my line manager at the company I'd been working for 2 years. The trouble began pretty much immediately when it became clear to me that Paul Conroy had deliberately and intently wanted to undermine my authority in front of my team. It first began when he arranged...
I think you received Mr. Conroy's statement. So is there anything you wish to add which arises out of what Mr. Conroy has said?
I believe that Mr. Conroy had actually accused me of being aggressive and unprofessional. That wasn't the case at all.
Right, Mrs. Nunes, Mr. Smith, on behalf of the company and Mr. Conroy, I was going to ask you questions.
Sir, thank you. Mrs. Nunes, how long were you a team leader?
2 years.
It's now the opportunity for the tribunal to ask questions. Ms. Akinoa, is there any questions you wish to ask?
Once each person's evidence has been given, the members of the tribunal may wish to ask questions.
Do you have any idea how long she's off until?
Indefinitely.
Okay, thank you. I have no further questions.
Mrs. Nunes, I understand you have two witnesses here, Mr. Harmon and a Miss Murphy.
Yes.
Who do you wish to call first?
Mr. Harmon, please.
Mr. Harmon, you've got a statement there. Will you start now at the beginning of the statement and read it to the tribunal?
I have observed a considerable conflict in the office.
Now, Mr. Smith, who are you calling first?
Mr. Conroy.
Thank you.
I solemnly and sincerely affirm that the evidence which I shall give to the tribunal...
Employment tribunal hearings may be as short as a few hours, often will last 1 or 2 working days, or if complex, may take several days or even weeks to be heard.
...results, which had been pretty poor.
Mrs. Nunes, you've got the opportunity of asking questions of the witness.
Yes, sir. Can you remember how many times I actually requested a one-to-one?
Once all the evidence has been heard, the employment judge and members will retire to consider their decision. In shorter cases, the decision may be delivered on the same day, or in longer, more complex cases, it will usually be sent by post.
Thank you very much. What we're going to do is to discuss the matter.
Following the decision, either party may appeal if they believe that the tribunal had made a legal error in dealing with the case. It is also possible to ask the tribunal to review its decision in certain circumstances. Tight time limits apply to both appeal and review applications.
We'll send a clerk to fetch you and you can come back then. Thank you very much.
Employment tribunals make decisions that are legally binding on the parties. While a little less formal than a criminal or civil court, a tribunal hearing is still a formal and managed process, and all of the procedures described must be adhered to in an appropriately respectful manner.